این حادثه بسیار
This incident is an extremely bitter one for all of us and for the entire Iranian nation. In effect, through this action, the United States and the Zionists have created circumstances for Iran and for the Iranian nation that have deeply burned the heart of the Iranian people. We too will make their hearts burn. They must understand that it is not the case that they can strike and run away. Throughout its history, the Iranian nation has witnessed many such events, indeed far worse. The Mongols once came and ravaged the whole of Iran, yet the Iranian people stood against them. Senior Iranian advisor Larijani warned about exacting the biggest and deadliest revenge imaginable. So why did the IDF fail to protect its own Israeli citizens? Did Israel tragically and mistakenly issue an all-clear, only for a massive Iranian firestorm to violently strike just minutes after the military lowered its guard? As the air raid sirens terrifyingly scream once again, is Iran brutally proving to the entire world that the state of Israel is never truly safe? With the Iron Dome seemingly overwhelmed by the sheer volume of attacks, has Iran's relentless ballistic barrage finally managed to shake Tel Aviv? As a grieving Beit Shemesh mourns under a dark missile shadow, did a devastating 10th wave of attacks completely stun the IDF? With multiple serious injuries reported and countless family homes entirely destroyed, has Iran's terrifying 10th wave of missile strikes finally pushed Israel to the brink? Israeli air defenses are currently bearing the severe and overwhelming brunt of Iran's relentless multi-wave barrage of heavy ballistic missile strikes. Just moments after green-lighting Israeli civilians to exit their reinforced bomb shelters, Iran dealt a massive, unexpected, and devastating new blow. The Israel Defense Forces abruptly detected a fresh, massive wave of incoming high-speed ballistic missiles launched directly from Iran on March 2nd. Air raid sirens reportedly blared continuously across Tel Aviv and heavily populated areas of central Israel amid the terrifying Iranian ballistic missile attack. Another Iranian ballistic missile was also launched directly at southern Israel's city of Beersheba, causing sirens to blare loudly across the desert region. At least 19 Israelis were reportedly wounded, with some sustaining serious shrapnel injuries, following the direct Iranian missile impact in the Beersheba area. Meanwhile, profound moments of public grief rapidly turned into renewed terror and fear for the mourning families of the tragic Beit Shemesh victims. Air raid sirens reportedly blared loudly right in the middle of ongoing funerals for some of the civilian victims of Iran's deadly March 1st attack on Israel. The relentless Iranian ballistic missile barrage allegedly led to a terrifying wave of multiple deafening explosions echoing throughout the entire city. Tragically, 9 people were killed in a highly deadly and destructive direct missile strike that devastated Israel's Beit Shemesh on Sunday afternoon. The heavy Iranian missile directly struck a populated residential area, completely destroying a local public safety center serving as a synagogue in Beit Shemesh on March 1st. Top Israeli parliamentarians were suddenly forced to take immediate and urgent cover during the massive Iranian ballistic missile attack on Jerusalem. Members of the Knesset Foreign Affairs and Defense Panel were right in the middle of receiving a highly classified intelligence briefing when the sudden attack began. The panicked parliamentarians were then forcefully evacuated and directed to take immediate shelter deep inside the secure Knesset diaspora chamber. This fresh and highly destructive wave of incoming Iranian attacks comes shortly after the IDF mistakenly gave civilians an almost complete all-clear signal. The Home Front Command initially said that civilians could safely leave their bomb shelters, but strongly advised them to stay very close to them just in case. But in light of the massive fresh missile attacks, the IDF has now claimed that strict civilian movement restrictions will unfortunately continue until at least March 4th. Meanwhile, on March 2nd, shocking reports emerged suggesting that Iran accurately struck the personal office of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. An AP report directly cited Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps on March 2nd to claim that the Israeli PMO was successfully struck by Iranian missiles. Iran also allegedly targeted the residence of the Israeli Air Force commander in the exact same wave of attacks, according to the AP report. Citing the powerful Iran Guards, the report alleged that Prime Minister Netanyahu's ultimate fate following the attack was completely unknown. On March 2nd, Israeli President Isaac Herzog issued a stern and highly public warning to all Iranian-backed proxy groups against launching any further retaliation. Herzog made these forceful remarks while visiting the site of the deadly Iranian missile strike in the community of Beit Shemesh. On March 1st, the powerful Iran-backed proxy Hezbollah also fully joined the escalating fight by launching massive swarms of rockets and explosive drones at northern Israel.
We're in the middle of a very important stage in history. This stage will determine where is the direction of the Middle East. There is a unique opportunity to change the trajectory. Rather than endless terror and havoc created by the empire of evil from Tehran, there will be change that will offer hope and peace to a coalition of nations which has emerged above ground and is fighting against the empire of evil. This is what we are seeing in front of our eyes. An empire of evil with its proxies, and I recommend not to any proxy, not to even dare think that they will start another war with us. We will not accept any more, and we won't let them amass their forces on our border. Or instead, in front of it, an entire coalition of nations which wants to seek peace and change in the Middle East, which wants to go together in coexistence of Jew and Muslim and Christian. This is what we are offering, and I sincerely hope that this operation will move forward so that there will be real change.
Meanwhile, the IDF officially announced that it is currently executing a massive, fresh wave of extensive and punishing airstrikes against high-value Iran regime targets. The Israel Air Force finally admitted that dozens of explosive suicide drones were successfully launched directly at Tel Aviv from Iranian territory since March 1st. A dramatic video released by the IDF clearly showed an advanced Israeli Navy warship successfully tracking and shooting down an incoming hostile drone before it could reach Israel.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.